Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Oh, can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Come, little one, oh, let me do what I can for you. And you, hello. Come, little one, come. Oh, let me do what I can for you and you alone. Oh, you know the right hand do it night shall be spanked with many stripes, weeping and wailing and mourning. You got yourself to blame. I tell you, the right. I beg you, oh, tell you to do right. Beg you to do right. Whoa. Where is Bagawire? He's nowhere around. He can't be found. First betrayer who gave away Marcus Garvey, son of Satan. First prophecy, catch them Garvey. Oh, hold them Marcus, hold them. Prophecy fulfilled. Oh, catch them, Yahweh, catch them. Hold them, Marcus, hold them. Oh, Marcus, Yahweh, Marcus. Words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Oh, can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend.
Yes, brothers and
Come,
sisters.
little one, oh, let me.
Greetings. Can't get no food to eat, can't get no money to spend. Words prophecy. Catch them, Marcus, catch them. Yes, brothers and sisters, we are here again. Once again to do the work of the people. The struggle continues. Just to remind you that each and every one of us, brothers and sisters, we have a role to play. And this role is not easy. It's difficult working on the mindset of our people when our people have been trained a certain way. Sometimes we have to wonder, how did Mr. Garvey do it? How did he sell the black man to himself? He convinced the black man to believe in himself and work for himself, build for himself after dealing with hundreds of years of slavery and conditioning of one's mind. So we have to wonder, what did it take to take our people from one point to the next? Mr. Garvey and our people, our ancestors, really put together a program filled with all the necessities to bring forth freedom, liberty, and life. And for that, we have to thank them as we look at what they did and realize that it could not have been easy. It's tough that after people have been trained for centuries, denigrating your skin, denigrating your way of life, denigrating your culture, all of a sudden someone is going to come out of nowhere and start teaching that black is beautiful, start teaching about the significance of one's race and what one can do to make a difference. But brothers and sisters, the black prints are left for us, and all we have to do, we have to follow them. We built a glorious past, brothers and sisters, and we can build another. It just takes time, it takes effort, it takes sacrifice. Who's willing to sacrifice? What is our sacrifice? As one of our brothers said, show me your sacrifice and I'll tell you what you love, brothers and sisters. Show me your sacrifice and I'll tell you what you love. And it will only happen. The great things that we need to accomplish will only happen if we make the commitment, if we move in unison with our people, if we just work and put race first. But before we can truly understand that, we need to go to a mind deprogramming. Because brothers and sisters, the system here that we live in, it trained us to think this way. It trained us to behave in a certain way, usually, and those ways, those things we learn are usually not in our benefit. So we have to go contrary to what we learn, contrary to make a difference for our people. We have to look and see where we are as a people. Brothers and sisters, do we feel good at the position we're in? Do you think we can do more? Do you think we need to build more? Do you think we're advancing? Are we making a difference? Are we making a difference, brothers and sisters? If you have any ideas, you have any thoughts of what we can do to make a difference, brothers and sisters, let us know. Give us a call, 718-750-1892. What do you think? Do you think we can do something about it? Do you think we can make a difference? Brothers and sisters, we need to make a difference, and we have to continue to identify and canonize those brothers and sisters who have made sacrifices over the year. Today, I want to look into the great Jim Brown and the commitment that he made for our people, and we just have to move on that accord. Brothers like him made a difference. Can we make a difference? Can I, as an individual, you as an individual, make a difference? Brother Dugue, good evening, and how are you?
Greetings, PG. Can you see and hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I'm just seeing you now.
Yeah, no, the engineer didn't know I was supposed to be on. I think I mentioned it on the 13th of July that I would not be on the 14th, and the 20th and 21st, I wasn't in the country. So I thought everybody was aware of that, but I'm back in the country, and today is Monday, the 27th of July. Greetings, Africans, and welcome to the UNIA ROC Media, the media arm of the UNIA. That's the Universal Negro Improvement Association, ACL, African Communities League, the government, the association, the organization that the most honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey established for us on a Monday, July 20th, 1914, in Kingston, in Jamaica at 121 Orange Street. Anyway, this is the media arm of the UNIA with the host, the current President General and Administrator, the 10th successor to the Most Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. We're talking about the brother who just introduced you, the Honorable Michael R. Duncan. And your co-host is the First Assistant President General of the UNIA, Raymond Duguay, and I'm at your service. And today is Monday, July 27th. A lot has happened, and we're going to be speaking on Jim Brown, the great Jim Brown, the lacrosse player, the football player. He even ran track, he even played basketball. For those of us who grew up free the hard way, well, you know who that is. But before we get to that, PG, 26th of July, that was yesterday, 1953, in the Moncada barracks in Santiago de Cuba. I've been there, I've seen it, and guess what? The bullet holes are still there. They kept that in perpetuity. On the 26th of July, 1953, young Fidel Castro, attorney Fidel Castro, with his younger brother, Raul Castro, and a whole bunch of others decided they've had enough. That, you know what, we can't continue this puppet state. We can't continue to be a vassal of this great empire called the United States of America. And after having tried through all of the current means, he was an attorney. He represented the poor pro bono. He even ran for office. He realized, you know what, we've got to take it into our own hands. And that's what he does. 26th of July, 1953, in Santiago de Cuba. By the way, and I have to tell you, Santiago de Cuba is the blackest, most African part of Cuba. And I've been there. In fact, I even have family members from there. So we're right at home. So that was 26th of July. Today, excuse me, PG. And today, the 27th of July, on the 28th, which is tomorrow, PG, I've got a question for you. 1915, July 28th, Woodrow Wilson sends the U.S. Marines to invade and occupy Haiti. It's going to be 19 years for the long and brutal and racist and genocidal occupation from 1915 to 1934, PG. My question to you is, every year on the 28th of July, we Africans from Haiti descend upon the headquarters of Citigroup, which used to be Citibank, which used to be the bank of the city of New York. In January of 1915, they walked in to the treasury of Haiti and took out all the gold bullion that Haiti had. My question to you, PG, who's going to get their reparations first? Those Africans in Haiti begging Citibank to give back that gold bullion, or we Africans in North America looking for reparations? Who's going to get their reparations first, PG?
Well, tell me something. When a thief steals something from you, is he going to bring it back? Or is he going to
never
bring it back to you peacefully? If you want it back,
never.
You're just going to have to go and take it. And
Thank you for
if you're not able to take it, just keep working until you're strong enough too. But until you can take it, you will not be getting it.
Thank you. And we absolutely know we're never going to get it back. But that's not our point. Our point is to highlight what has happened. And
of course.
Tomorrow between 3 and 6 Africans, I'll be with Komokoda denouncing Citigroup, the heirs to the Citibank of New York, for that gold that they stole, gold bullions. You know, whatever it was worth then, it's worth a lot more now. So that's the 28th of July. Okay, before we get to Jim Brown, PG, your thoughts. By the way, PG, I was so tired. I went to 3 events on Saturday, the 25th.
Wow.
I could not physically get up on Sunday. And Dr. McIntosh and Simotap, they were waiting for me at Simotap. I called, as soon as I could open my eyes, I called Dr. McIntosh to excuse myself and say, you know what, I know it's a fundraiser. I'll put the check in the mail, but I'm not able to physically get up. I went to sleep. I woke up, it was 7:31 at night. That was my day. But anyway, PG, Saturday was the 25th of July, a holy day of obligation for Dessalines, and we did honor him. But in the morning, we had the UNIA Founders Day Parade. I have to tell you this. The best part, not the best part, but my highlight was teasing December 12th, because we have our own flags, handmade by Africans. And a lot of Black organizations, number one, they use the red, black, and green flag without acknowledging it's UNIA. But it's okay. We haven't done the work. Okay, no problem. But those flags are not even African handmade. So I was teasing December 12th. I said, get a feel of real handmade African UNIA flags. And so it was banter all day. They were saying, I think this is made other places. I said, no, it's not. No, it's not. Anyway, it was all banter. We really had a good time. And they've agreed that they're going to start using handmade UNIA flags. What do you say to that, PG?
Of course, we have to. We may be forced to use people to produce certain things for us, but certain things should just be unlawful where we are concerned of having someone else produce that for us. But then the flag Absolutely. Is the main one.
In fact, that's how we got it. I have to share this with everyone. It was 2014 at the centennial anniversary of the founding of the UNIA. We put on a show at the Jamaica Center for Performing Arts, and everything was going great. And then for August 17th, the holiest day of obligation, the birth of the prophet, some genius who's not too smart, me, decided to buy flags off the internet. They were like next to nothing, and to give them out. It was a brother from the Philadelphia division who pointed out to me, brother, how can you be giving out or even selling Chinese made, not even cloth, they're digital flags? I'll be honest, PG, until then, I never knew that. I never even fathomed that. I felt so bad. And that's when I reached out to my mother-in-law. She was in IET at that time, and she was a seamstress. So I asked her, can we set up a quick factory in the south of IET to start producing? And that was the beginning. And from that point on, it's an evolution, where you understand it has to be race first. You have to be self-reliant. You have to make your own, using the agriculture, using the cotton, make your own cloth, make your own thread. And so for all of that, and that's where we are. And so I had a good time with D12 teasing them, but it was all in love and banter. But the message was gotten. PG, your thoughts on the parade?
Yeah, well, every time we get an opportunity, we have to honor Marcus Garvey. And that's just a way of honoring him as we go through these communities. The objective is to lift Mr. Garvey's voice, to lift his face, to lift his philosophy, to lift his opinion so our people can know. Because we don't only believe, but we know that if our children know Marcus Garvey, they're less likely to turn the guns on themselves. So every time I look at this, it's just an opportunity to continue to canonize Mr. Garvey and to make sure our future generation know about him. What we always say is that our ancestors only die when we let them die. And by doing this parade, we are keeping Marcus Garvey alive. All we're going to do is that next year, we have to make that effort to make it 10 times as big as it was this past weekend, because we need, as many people as possible to see it and to participate in it.
PG, what about that young man from the Rosedale Soccer Club who spoke about Mr. Garvey? Your thoughts?
Yes, but I've been listening to him, and he's so enlightened, and he was so happy to be invited to the parade and be there. He wouldn't have it any other way. Once I pushed them to go read up a little bit on Marcus Garvey. He took it on by himself to start, because some of them, the essay I gave them to do, it's not due until August 10th, because I'm preparing it for August 17th. But he took the initiative for doing his research on Marcus Garvey and then making his report, and he actually turned in his report again. As I said, when we get them in for soccer, soccer may be it. However, anything we're doing, we use it for the benefit of the race. And I'm just excited by this young man. So what are your thoughts on him?
Oh my God. Let me tell you, I've been around Ryan Duncan. I've been around Marcus Duncan. I've been around Andrew Duncan. And who are those? Okay, Ryan Duncan is actually Michael Duncan Jr. That's PG's first son. Marcus Duncan is PG's last son and last child. And Andrew Duncan is Michael Duncan's grandson. I've been around all three of them. And let me tell you, it's always been a pleasure to see these young Duncans come out and recite the quotes, recite African fundamentalism, and recite, the what do you call that? The 12th commandment of Black nationalism. I've seen them all. Brothers and sisters, it's such a pleasure to see, adults, parents put in the time to educate and to uplift and to encourage their children. And so I've seen that. So I'm very familiar with that. So this is nothing new for me around Rosedale, around Mr. Duncan. Nothing new for me. But it was a pleasure to see this young boy, especially he had the right colors on. PG, those uniforms look pretty good. They look pretty good. Pretty good. I like them. I like them very much.
And I still have yours. I have yours, brother.
I know that. That's why I mentioned it. So I need to come and collect it. No, but it was a pleasure. I said, wow. And he came back twice. Yes. No, brothers and sisters, this is the solution. Start early, but continual reinforcement, and it sticks. I've seen it. I know how it works. So it was, PG, as I said, I've seen those others. So this was nothing new for me. But this, I think this young man, he did it independent of you. He basically did it on his own. Yes?
Yes, of course.
The other three, PG was on them. There's no doubt. So that was impressive. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. And I was actually wiped out too, actually. Yeah, I traveled, I came back, and I haven't had any time to rest. And, jet lag just beats up on you. Okay. Before we get started, PG, last Monday was July 20th, a holy day of obligation. I put up a 2-minute, 42-second video. Half of it was in that slave language called French, and the other half, or less than half, was in the other slave language in English. Do you know, everywhere I sent it, all over the continent, everyone had a comment, everyone enjoyed it. Especially in Kenya, because French is not their slave language, English is. But once it got to the English, they figured it was the exact, and so they were very happy. And it was every chance we got on July 20th. The first thing I said was I congratulated Mr. and Mrs. Duncan on 41 years, and then I said, in addition to that, this is the birth of the UNIA. So everywhere we went, we had an opportunity. We spoke on the UNIA, the flags, the buttons, everywhere. So PG, again, congratulations on 41 years. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we've got work to do. PG.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Do you know I never knew Jim Brown played football?
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't know that. I only know him through Free the Hard Way, through the movies, The Dirty Dozen.
No.
I swear to you, as a child, I never knew he was a football player. The first time I saw him was in the movie Dirty Dozen, but I didn't care for that. We grew up in the 70s, blackness, even though there was some blaxploitation movies, but Free the Hard Way. You kidding? That was the movie, PG. That was Quahir my brother, his brother, and I would go watch those movies. I mean, Three the hard way. It's only later on I realized actually I didn't even know Fred Williamson also was a football player. In fact,
Yes, they
I
used to
found out
call
they
him the
used to call
Hammer.
him the Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these things, it was after the fact. But the point is, I never knew Jim Brown was a football player. I knew him from that. And now, as I got to know you and I learned, I realized what he was all about. PG, let me ask you a question. You're at the top of your game, top, 30 years old, top of your game. You walk away from millions, thousands cheering fans? Talk to me, PG. What was in Jim Brown's mind? And it wasn't about money. It was a lot more. Talk to me. Go ahead, please.
You see, Jim Brown said, I'm making this decision for my career. I'm making this decision for my family. But most importantly, I'm making this decision for my race. A lot of people couldn't understand that. But he made sure that race was the main thing that he made that decision for. And for me, once I start reading about Jim Brown, it's people like him that motivate me and make the difference, because there I saw a black man who was willing to give up everything and saying, he was the number one paid player at that time in the NFL, Jim Brown, 30 years old, won everything that he could win, and they're looking for moreover, Art Modell, which was the owner of Modell and was in the football program, but controlling the team that Jim Brown played for. He thought he could have played Jim Brown. And if Jim Brown didn't come back to camp in time, he was going to suspend him and fine him. Jim Brown put it to him and said, look, I don't need this. And Jim Brown didn't protest. He didn't fight. What Jim Brown did, Jim Brown made himself so important. Brothers and sisters, anything you're doing where you don't have 100% control, make sure they need you more than you need them. So for Jim Brown, football needed Jim Brown more than Jim Brown needed football. So he could do anything and he could move on. And even with that, he had an option. Because if it wasn't football, it would have been basketball, baseball. And he was one of the best lacrosse player of all time. He's just an exemplary brother that just put things on a different level. So when he mentioned the state that I'm doing it for my race and the sacrifice that he made, but Jim Brown wasn't any Negro, because when Jim Brown left and the first movie he made was Rio Control, which he did very well in, but then remember he starred in that movie 100 Rifles. And remember, in that movie, it was Burt Reynolds and Raquel Welch in it. But remember, when they were naming the stars in that movie, they didn't say Raquel Welch, Burt Reynolds, and Jim Brown. It was marketed Jim Brown, number one, Burt Reynolds, and Raquel Welch. So Jim Brown was clear. He wasn't going to go in any movie and be any second class figure where he's going to die in scene number 2 to make it for the hero. The white man to ride in on his white horse. So whatever he did, he was able to put himself in front and being number 1. When he played in the Dirty Dozen, look at the cast that was in the Dirty Dozen. And Jim Brown again was one of the tops. He was the top of the tops of the tops. Jim Brown made it clear in the movie 100 Rifles. It was one of the first time they had a scene, a love scene with a leading man kissing a woman, and this leading man was a black man. Getting ready to kiss one of the most, and embrace with one of the most popular white women at that time in the show business. But even though Jim Brown had to do it, Jim Brown made it clear that he didn't want to do anything to make it look that like he wanted to initiate that on stage. So he made it clear in his contract and everything else. This was a brother who knew himself and was proud of himself and just big, just something else. You know, Jim Brown says, of all power, I need green power. He said, because green power will definitely give me black power. Jim Brown made it clear. He said, the green power will give me black power. Are we lying? No. Was he lying, brother? Do you?
Of course not.
Okay.
Economics is the rule, is the order of the day. But PG, the way you keep saying Jim Brown, thinking, is there like a gangster or a posse named Jim Brown in Jamaica?
Well, you have to realize that the gangster in Jamaica took his name Jim Brown off of Jim Brown.
Of course.
Yes. He said
because there was
well,
so enthused with him.
Well, let me tell you something, Brother Raymond. Maybe what you don't know about Jamaican entertainers. Jamaican entertainers back in the 70s and 80s, almost every one of them took their name, their show name, off of a movie star. In Jamaica, you had entertainers named Joe Mannix, Lee Van Cleef, Jim Brown, Clint Eastwood. You even have one named High Plains Drifter. So this is a normal thing that Jamaicans do. So you'll find Jim Brown, because of course Jim Brown was a star. You go ahead, brother.
Hold it. Did they also have a name, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
No, well, you had one named Lee Van Cleef. You remember the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was Clint Eastwood and Lee Van Cleef, right? Say I didn't have the name of the Ugly, but you had Clint Eastwood and Lee Van Cleef. So that's where Jim Brown in Jamaica took his name from. Does he understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, Jim Brown is right. You have to have the economic strength. And when he's talking economics, he's not talking about entrepreneurship or having money in your pocket. He's talking about an independent, self-reliant system. PG. And the thing about Jim Brown, even before he stepped away, he had thought it through. He had planned it out. I mean, this is great. This football, making money, I'm a star. But, it's physically demanding. So I've got to prepare myself, even though it's looking great now. And he was still at the top of the game. Brothers and sisters, of the 9 years he played in the NFL, 8 of those years, he was, you can imagine everything. But the point is, he thought this through. He said, whoa, this is not going to be forever. Number one. So I've got to segue myself. So he planned and prepared. And that's impressive. And then get this, while he's planning and preparing, and we're talking 1965, 66, but this is the 60s. But he's been at this since the 50s. This is pretty good. It's pretty impressive, very impressive. And I know PG's, one of PG's favorite entertainers is Harry Belafonte.
Yes.
But Jim Brown is he thought this through, and he said, you know what? I've got a voice, I've got popularity. And by the way, PG, you're about 6'2", right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jim Brown is
6'2".
6'2".
That's pretty good.
Well.
That's a big guy. Wow, that's a big guy.
But then,
anyway, so
no, go ahead. I'll go after you.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, but
no, go ahead, PG. Okay,
no,
and in my mind,
finish and then I'll go. Yeah.
In my mind, my internet is kind of unstable here. In my mind, when you think of fullbacks, running backs, the people and the other thing is, he said like 90% of the plays involved him. He was the whole workload.
Brother Raymond, on Cleveland, the thing was, give Jim the ball and get out of the way. So that was the coach's instruction. Give him the ball. Jim Brown said, when somebody else hits you, that person must be hurting. So
wow.
he's looking at it as, if they're going to hit me, they must be hurting when they hit me, that they'll think twice about hitting me the next time. But he was clear, he was confident of all the people who made the sacrifice for blacks in that period, 1966. Jim Brown was the top of the tops, bar none. Jim Brown was the tops of the top. What Jim Brown did? Jim Brown put together an organization, and he called it the Negro Industrial Economic Union. After a while, he changed it to the Black Economic Union. And the purpose of this union was to look for black businesses all over the countries, create people who are business-minded black people, and bring the financing to them. Bring the financing to them to make a difference and to create more businesses in the black community. So what Jim Brown did under this Black Economic Union, he got 12 of the most popular people in America, and he directed them. He brought them in as part of the Black Economic Union to make the difference. And I'm telling you, we heard about Muhammad Ali, but Ali was influenced and pushed by Jim Brown. Bill Russell was pushed and influenced by Jim Brown. Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they was pushed and influenced by Jim Brown. Jim Brown also took about 4 of his players who played with him on Cleveland, Willie Davis, Bobby Mitchell, and John Wooten, and brought them in the Black Economic Union for them to put in their money, invest their money, for Muhammad Ali to invest his money, Bill Russell to put up his money, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to put up his money. And I'm sure you know about Carl Stokes. Stokes was a mayor, the former mayor in Cleveland. But he got all these people to create this union. And from this union, they were able to collect a lot of money from these black superstars, these black people who had money. And Jim Brown organized them so they could help the black community. And under his leadership, they helped to finance hundreds of business across these United States. So it's one thing to have the vision, but to be able to put black people together to invest their money together for the benefit of black people, it's just amazing. And as I said, when we speak about these things, Jim Brown stand above any athlete that we can think about. And we know the sacrifice that some of our athletes make by, let's like Muhammad Ali and everybody else. But Jim Brown had the vision and the ability to realize, as he said, you have green power, you will definitely get black power. Brother, go ahead.
And PG mentioned that Jim Brown was the one responsible for bringing in Bill Russell, yes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but here's what's even more amazing. The reason how he brought in Muhammad Ali was he was the one assisting Muhammad Ali in his case because they had stripped Ali of his heavyweight title. He was the one bankrolling and said, "No, we're gonna stand for this. This is there is due process, and you've been prevented from due process." And so it's not only that he brought in Muhammad, but he was the one backing it. I mean,
yeah, you're right. The Black Economic Union financed Muhammad Ali when he couldn't get any work.
But brothers and sisters, and you know what? I know you're probably tired of us saying this over and over again. What's the solution? But Jim Brown proves what the solution is. You need to have an economic strength, and it has to be independent. And he doesn't say it has to be based on race, but he's acting. He does it, and we say it. It's the same thing. So, PG, just keeping that thought in mind, I just want to segue just a bit. You mentioned that Jim Brown, when he left football, he said, this is for me, this is for my family, it's also for my race. I agreed. I'm paraphrasing. PG, I know this other black guy, when he won the FIFA World Soccer Player of the Year, he says this is for Africa. What do you say about that, PG?
Of course, and I wish more of us would view things like this, because if we did, it would be so much easier for us to do the things we need to do. And if more people would feel like that and behave like that and live like that, the program that Jim Brown put together, people would just be building on it today, and it would be so strong that we as a people can take care of our people. But most of us, once we get to an opportunity where we're okay, we just don't think that we have to give anymore, and we don't have to give something to make us be prepared, create that base for the people who are coming behind us. And that's the problem we're facing.
PG.
Yes.
PG, let me ask you a question. Jim Brown. Yeah, just give the ball to Jim Brown, run out and stay out of his way. I read that in the beginning, the people in front of him, I didn't want the offensive linemen, the offensive guards, the offensive tackles. I read that they refused to tackle and open the play for him. So he said he's going to take it into his own hands. Your thoughts on that, PG?
Yeah, of course. But of course, because he was that type of player, and he believed in himself. He was playing in a racist environment, and the brother just stand alone. He stands alone. He stands above everybody else. So again, the race is just fortunate to have seen. So, my brothers and sisters, when we talk about these heroes, it's not just to talk about them. It's just to let you know what people have done and what we can do. Apart from this, you know, it was what Jim Brown did in the earlier years that motivated people like Fred Williamson to be able to produce some of these movies. Remember again, when the fight was going on in California, Jim Brown took his house, his personal home, after creating an organization called Mary I Can. He was able to help the brothers and sisters who the system had thrown away. He was able to bring these people in his home. He was able to bring the Bloods and the Crips in his home. And within that area, after a while, you could see crime, this kind of incident, went down over 40%. So that's the kind of impact that the brother had all over. Not only on the national or state level, but on a community level, the difference that Jim Brown made. And brothers and sisters, we just have to sit and think. Have you made your sacrifice? Are you doing something? What commitment you can make to make it better for somebody? Have you given to somebody who is not your kin? Brother Duguay.
PG, are you trying to say, in a very practical way, that even one person can make a difference? Don't we need 1 million people?
Big time.
But you're saying one person can make a difference. No, PG, don't we need 1 million people? We can't do we can't do anything by ourselves. Please give me the answer. Go right ahead.
Yes, it starts with one. Starts with one. We have to inspire our people, and we can grow. But brothers and sisters, you have to think. We here, we have benefited. If there's no Jim Brown, there's no Shaft, that brother named Richard Roundtree. There's no Jim Kelly. All those black men that got into the movie business, if there's no Jim Brown but in the leading man role, these great black actors, they don't come forward. You don't see them. So Jim Brown came and made a stamp with an impact. So brothers and sisters, what's your sacrifice? Show me your sacrifice and I'll tell you what you love. You're telling me you love Marcus Garvey? Show me your sacrifice. You're telling me you love black people? Show me your sacrifice, brothers and sisters. Show me your sacrifice. Similar to what Jim Brown did, the Black Economic Union, this is what the ROC is. This is exactly what the ROC is, organizing black people who have some money to put their money together. And even black people who don't have a lot of money to put some of their monies together for our benefit. So brothers and sisters, if you haven't come on board as yet, the ship sailed, but it's coming round back again, brothers and sisters. And we want you to get on board the Black Star Line. Get on board, brothers and sisters. Yes, Brother Duguay.
PG, I feel the need to correct you. You said it sailed, but it's coming back. I'm telling you, black people, we're always there for you. You don't need to worry about if the ship is gone. We're there. We'll always be there for you. So don't worry about the ship is sailed. No, it's our obligation. Leave no African behind. No. And I think PG informs us that every African is a member of the UNIA. Every African. There are only two types of members, active and inactive. Well, every African is an investor in the rock. All you got to do is come and collect your share. It's there waiting for you. All you've got to do is go and collect it. Yes or no, PG?
Yes, that's all we got to do. And the thing about the sailing, brother, you know, when we did the plan, we wanted certain amount of money before we start sailing. But at some point, we said we're not going to wait to get that figure. Wherever we are, whatever we have, we're going to sail. And that's why the rock start to sail. But the rock is still sailing. And you can come on board because we weren't just going to sit down and wait. So that's exactly where we are. So brothers and sisters, go ahead.
Come on board. PG, after the parade, right? We stopped at Jamaica. We started at Jamaica Breeze Linden, and we ended at Jamaica Breeze Merrick, right? The original, the first one, the base. And after we finished, we had an opportunity to get on the float to go back to Jamaica Breeze Linden because everyone's car was parked at Jamaica Breeze Linden. By the way, PG, how did you pick up your car? Because you were parked like right behind me.
Yeah. I got somebody to drop me back over there.
Oh, okay. So we all had to get back on the float. Well, the float was going back to Jamaica Breeze Linden. PG, it was just as fun. I think it must have been close to 20 of us. Vic was on, and Geralda, everybody, brother Asta, sister Jackie, sister Marjorie, the whole crew. We were having a ball going back from Jamaica Breeze Merrick to Jamaica Breeze Linden. But while we were there, while we were enjoying ourselves, one of us, who shall remain nameless, described the virtues of Jamaica Breeze Merrick. And this person was saying, doesn't matter what food, what restaurant, Jamaica Breeze is the finest cuisine on the planet. And this person went to explain why. I said, it's not even the food. I mean, food is great, but it's what Jamaica Breeze has done, what it means. Without Jamaica Breeze, there's no community focus. There's no Faka Rock. And so many times it was explained that Jamaica Breeze bailed out Faka Rock. So as this person was informing the others, everybody realized, oh, we have to support it. You support those who support you. Simple as that. You know, PG, can we go to any of these white restaurants, white supermarkets, and have them give us a job or have our children get a job there?
Won't happen.
Please answer that.
Won't happen. But then they won't donate to send to your community schools. Won't happen.
Brothers and sisters, you got to support those that support you. I mean, it's clear. Jim Brown shows us that. And this is why, I was so excited when we were going to talk about Jim Brown. I mean, independent of the athletic achievements, I mean, it's pretty impressive, very impressive. But he understood his role. We're not all blessed to be like Jim Brown, 6'2" and all this and that. But, I think there's this President General of the UNIA who tells us, everybody can't do everything, but everybody can do something. Just gotta. And we just celebrated the founding of the UNIA. That's the second greatest day ever. Greatest day is the birth of the prophet. But can you imagine it? Anyway, PG, about Jim Brown. I've always wanted to ask him this. While he was making these millions, or equivalent to millions, because it's a different time.
Yeah.
And he's the star, enjoying all of that. Did he ever think, or did he, in his mind, did he ever wonder and say, why should I do this? Come on, I can make more money. I don't need this. They need me more than I need this. Why does he do it? Please answer.
Well, the brother, as the brother said, this is for my race. The brother was seeing everything. He just thought the football was just a travesty and it wasn't fair to black people. It wasn't honest, and him even accepting certain awards was just hypocrisy. And I think he just wanted to show them that, especially as a black man, I don't need you. Especially Art Modell, he wanted to show him I don't need you. He wanted to inspire some of the other black players in the National Football League that we can do this. And I'm happy to say about 4 or 5 of his players from his team in Cleveland had joined him to make that difference. But he wanted to make that difference. And he wanted to be an inspiration to black people and for black people to aim high and control their destiny, because that's exactly what he did, controlling his destiny.
And one more thing I've got to add. While he played lacrosse, he was an excellent lacrosse player at the Syracuse University. By the way, when he first got there, he was the first black athlete, and he was segregated. So he had to go through that. But get this, PG, they changed the rules of lacrosse because he was so dominant.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Because in those days, you could stand still. Then they made the what do you call that? The law changed. You always had to be swinging and moving, because if he could stand still, he could just sit, spin, boom, and throw it. So they had to change the rules because he was so dominant. Brothers and sisters, brother did well. Your thoughts, PG?
But then when Jim Brown was living on Long Island. He was living
Manhasset.
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
Yeah, he was living in Manhasset.
Even today, it's a white town.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it then. That's amazing. But go ahead.
Yeah, and for him, he was trying to get a scholarship for Syracuse, but Syracuse wouldn't give him a scholarship, even though
that's right.
All the players on that team couldn't even carry his jackstrap. So some people actually fundraised for him to actually attend Syracuse. And once he got there, it was just a different story. But when they asked Jim Brown, he just said straight, they didn't want me because I'm black. And you see, that's some of the things that they couldn't handle with Jim Brown. He was clear about his blackness. And he did what he had to do. Yes, brother.
There you have it. Okay, PG, any news we need to share and what's going on? And it's that time of the night. Go right ahead, sir.
Yeah, we just have to let people know. Brothers and sisters, the UNIA is still here. So activate your membership. The Rock is here. Shop at the Rock tomorrow. Do something. Buy something, brothers and sisters. If you're spending $10 elsewhere, spend 3 of it. Spend 5 of it. And if you can, spend most of it with us, brothers and sisters, because we need you. We need each other. We need to continue to create things for our brothers and sisters. There's one thing I want to report. One of our members of the UNIA, one of our employee at The Rock, has died. It's a brother named Charlie. Charlie, how we met Charlie, I don't know if you remember, Brother Raymond. About 4 or 5 years ago, I guess Charlie had heard you and I talking about the parade. And he was living in the Bronx. And he heard us talking about The Rock. He heard us talking about how we love black people. And he figured that he could come and meet these brothers for help. As soon as the march was finished, and I just finished reciting Mr. Garvey's letter, a brother came up to me and he said, President General, how are you? He said, good presentation. But he said, President General, I don't have a job. I need a job. So right there and then I told Keisha to take his information, and we tell him that we'll hire him right away. He was living in the Bronx. I think he has to take 2 trains and a bus to get here. And he was never late. He was never late. But I think the greatest thing we did for him was to give him a job, because he didn't want to beg and he didn't want to have a handout. So I think prior to us giving him a job, I think he didn't have a job for years because of certain reasons, but I won't mention here. And we given him a job for the last year. Last 4 years, it made a big difference in his life. He passed away, and there's nobody to bury him. So who do you think going to have to bury him?
We have to bury him.
We have to bury him. So we're making preparation. His funeral is going to be Sunday. We asked most of our members to make a donation. A few people made donation yesterday at the meeting. And brothers and sisters, if you know Charlie, if you had seen him while you're here, and if you're willing to help him, stop by tomorrow and make a donation. But we as the ROC and we as the UNIA, we're going to take care of our brother. And that is another reason for having the ROC again. If our members, whether active investors or inactive investors, reach in a situation and they need help, we're going to help them. It doesn't matter. It may be me today, Charlie yesterday, it may be you tomorrow. So brothers and sisters, put something into something that if need be, you can get something out of something. Thank you.
There you have it. Brother Charlie, yes, I remember him well. Oh, man, he was a big-time supporter. And every time I walked in the ROC and he was there, he always greeted me, would talk with me. Yes. Oh, man. Okay. Again, brothers and sisters, no one's coming to our rescue. We're the ones that we've been waiting on. We have to do the job. Okay, and today is Monday, July 27, 6266 or 2026. And you've been watching the UNIA ROC Media with your host, the current President General and Administrator of the UNIA, the Honorable Michael R. Duncan, and your co-host, the First Assistant President General of the UNIA, back from Africa, Raymond Duguay. I'm at your service. All of you out in UNIA ROC Media Community Focus Line, please raise your beautiful black, right, noble fist and repeat after me. Africa.
Africa.
For the Africans.
For the Africans.
Those at home.
Those at home.
And those abroad.
And those abroad.
One God.
One God.
One aim.
One aim.
One death.
One destiny.
Race first.
Race first.
Long live the UNIA. Long live the current President General Administrator, the Honorable Michael R. Duncan. Long live the undaunted one, the Honorable Carlos A. Crooks. Long live the greatest general we've ever produced since being departed from Africa, the great one, the Honorable Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Long live the greatest among men and gods, the most honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And long live our dear brother, Charlie. Good night.
Good night.
Race first.
Thank you. Good night.
The Community Focus Show is brought to you by Jamaica Breeze.
If you had a choice of colors, which one would you choose, my brothers? If there was no day or night, Which would you prefer to be right? How long have you hated your white teacher? Who told you you love your black preacher? Do you respect your brother's woman friend? And share with black folks not of kin? People must prove to the people a better day is coming for you and for me. With just a little bit more education and love for our nation would make a better society. Now some of us would rather cuss and make a fuss